everyone. Today I'm going to do some videos for you to give you some games that you can play inside, because we're going to have some pretty cold weather for the next week or so. So the first one I'm going to start on is place, and this is a great one for a foundation for a lot of different things. So it's great for having a dog that's anxious and he's always on top of you. This is a good way to start building confidence and allowing him to find a spot somewhere other than on top of you to get comfortable and feel safe. This is great for when you have people coming over and you want to have a dog that can allow people into the house without jumping all over them. And it's also good for just having a spot where your dog can go and settle in various times during the day and for various reasons. So what we're going to do first is teach the dog that this is very valuable. And we do that simply by when the dog comes in and starts interacting with whatever you have, whether it's a towel or a mat or a cot like I've got. When your dog comes and stands on it, sits on it, lays on it, anything like that, you're going to start rewarding the mat. And if your dog has never done this before, they may only come up and sniff it. That's okay. You can start there and start rewarding, and then as they start to put more of their body on it, then you can kind of wait for the next step. So if your dog comes up and only sniffs it at first, you can reward that the first time. Then the second time they might sniff it and you might wait until they put one paw on it, even if it's accidentally, reward that. And you can slowly build as they start to put more and more of themselves on the mat. Once they have figured out that this mat is valuable and they get rewards on it when they're here, then you can start teaching the value of them coming back to it. And you do this by simply rolling a treat away, letting your dog go and get it, and then when they come back to it, you start rewarding on the mat again. And then you can roll the treat away again. And you'll start to see that as they figure this game out, they start flying back really, really fast. So that is the next step to the place game. And when you're doing this training, you can take their meals and measure out what they get for the day and use that as their reward so that you don't have a giant fat dog by the time you are done with all of these training games. So as my dog starts to learn the value of this, then I can start adding a sending cue, I can start adding duration so that they stay on their spot longer, and I can start adding distance so that they stay on their spot when I move away. So you do each one separately. So the first one I'm going to do is distance, and you start that by simply taking a half step back, coming right back in, and rewarding. And you can see as I moved, Lily wanted to follow me. So I'm going to stay at that spot where I just take the half step back and then come in and reward until her body does not follow me. If I move and she moves, she's not ready for me to go any further away. Reward that. Take the half step, come right back in. Take the half step, come right back in. Reward the mat. I'm going to wait until she sits because she does know this a little bit. We just haven't done this in a long time. So she is following the food. And if I know my dog knows this, I may just start working on doing the behavior until it stops being something she wants to follow. And I'll reward when she chooses to stay in the spot. So she's going to try a whole bunch of different things. And I don't want to tell her what to do because I want her, yeah, so much better, good girl. I want her to figure it out for herself because it's going to last a lot longer if she figures it out herself. If your dog is confused and has never done this before, you can help them and you can tell them something to do. But if you have a dog who knows it and just hasn't practiced it in a while, you can wait until they give you the behavior, yes, that you're looking for. That's it, good. Now at this point that she's not following me, this is when I could add a little bit more. And when I add a little bit more, I'm going to add it very small. So I'm going to take a half step and then another step. Come right back in, reward. Take a half step, and she moved. So I come right back. She moved, I come right back. Come right back. And you just do this consistently. There you go, good girl. Until your dog figures out that it's way more valuable to just sit there and wait for you than it is to follow you. So the next thing to do is to add duration. So duration is just the amount of time that you want your dog to stay on this spot. And you do this by slowing down the rewards. So if in the beginning I'm giving a reward right away, I'm going to just pause a little bit longer in between each treat. So with Lily, who knows this and knows to stay, I can take a long time, which is why she's staying on the spot while I talk. Your dog is probably not going to do this initially unless they are super food motivated. They might come take the treat and try to wander off. So you're going to want to reward them at a faster frequency. But if your dog is pretty good at staying, then you can wait a little bit longer in between treats before you reward, so that you're building up the amount of time that they stay on this spot without requiring anything from you to tell them that they should stay there. So I'm going to wait until she gives me the desired, there you go, I'd like her to sit. So she did the sit, that's great. And now I can reward. So you just slowly increase the amount of time, and then as they get better at distance, you can add distance and time. So at first everything starts really close, right by whatever you're working on. As they get better, then you can move further back and you can build the duration further away. And eventually, come right back in. Every time you reward, come right back to the mat. Don't call them off of it to give the reward, especially at first, so that they understand that this mat is what gives them the reward. So that keeps them very cued into staying there. Good. And eventually you'll be able to just put your dog on the spot and walk away and go. But it takes some time to build that. It's not initial, it doesn't happen right away. If your dog should break, and say you're working on distance and you're back here and your dog is sitting nicely for a little bit and then moves off of it before you can stop them, if that happens, just calmly go back, put your dog back on that spot. No reward, no punishment, it's just neutral. Just go back and just start again, but come back in a little faster. And then the last thing to teach with place is a sending cue. So when you're teaching the sending cue, you're going to have your dog with you, and when you start this, you're going to be super close to it. And Lily already knows this, so I don't know if I can actually start her as close as I would like to. But when you're starting your dog, yes, you're going to have them this close, and then you're going to give a little bowling cue. When they hop on the mat, you're going to reward it. As they get better at this, then you can go further away, send the bowling cue, and reward the mat. So as you're building this, you start with them right next to the mat, then you might start one step back from the mat, then maybe another step back. So you build it again very slowly and very consistently so that each step your dog already knows the answer, so they can get it correct and they can find out how much fun it is to do it, because they aren't getting anything wrong, they're just running, they're playing with you, they're engaging with you, and they're getting rewards for going to do this thing that's really something easy for them because they understand what you want. So this is a great way also, that type of training where you're setting your dog up for success and you're building these steps in small increments, that sets up a lot of trust for your dog as well, because they start to learn that you are not going to overwhelm them with something that is something they can't handle. Either maybe it's a little too scary for them, or it's too much for their system, or it puts them into an anxious state. So it's a great thing to remember to start things small so you can build your trust along with their skills. So I hope that helps. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And soon you will have a little dog that you can start as far away as you would like. Go place, go tail! And you'll have a super, super solid command that can give you a whole foundation to a lot of other skills that are great to have and makes life with the dog so much easier. And when you're done, make sure to give a little release word. I use free because I realized how many times a day I said okay, which was my first release word. So when I'm done with an exercise, I will make sure that my dog knows that we are done. You're free. Roll his feet off, and that's that.